All right, and welcome back to the Health Ranger Report here on TalkNetwork.com. We're continuing today with a special focus here. It's called Why the Law of Attraction Fails Without Action. And in the previous segment, I talked about what is the law of attraction, how it's been watered down and cheapened and made into kind of a pop culture, kind of a BS version of what real spirituality and real intention means. So now in this segment, I want to give you some practical information about what it means to change your life using focus combined with action. Now, but to do that first, let me describe exactly what's wrong with the law of attraction in terms of its instructions. Here's where it goes wrong. The law of attraction, the movie, the books, the seminars and everything, primarily say, if you boil it all down, they primarily say that you can sit in a room in your house or apartment and you can wish powerfully for the things that you want, and those things will magically appear without any apparent cause and without any apparent effort. This is the essence of magical thinking. Thinking that, you're a wizard with a magic wand and you can just sit there and wish for things and they show up. I hate to burst your bubble if you've been following this and you probably haven't been getting the results that you wanted, I'm guessing. The fact is that sitting in a room by yourself wishing is not going to get you the things that you want. And here's why. You are both a spiritual being and this is the part that the law of attraction leaves out, you are a physical, biological being in the physical three-dimensional world. All right? So there's so much talk in the realm of law of attraction and New Age spirituality and so on that almost assumes that we are nothing but these ethereal spirits running around and that we don't have physical bodies and we don't have apartments and we don't have the need for water and food and electricity. There's this, they forget that we are physical beings in the real world who have basic physical needs, such as you're going to have to eliminate sooner or later, right? You got to have a toilet, so you got to have running water. You need to have a bathroom. You need to have shelter, a roof over your head. You need to have food. You need to be able to afford the food, right? So you need to have some kind of a job or some way to create money or have people give you the money in exchange so that you can buy the things that you need, the toilet paper, the food, the water, the heat for your house so you don't freeze to death and so on. You are a combination of a physical being and a non-physical consciousness. So there almost seems to be this idea in New Age and spirituality realms that they try to outcompete each other to see who can be the most New Agey of all and sort of leave behind any idea that you still have skin, you still have feet, and you got to have shoes on your feet to walk around without hurting your feet. And, you're still a physical being. You got to be grounded with the earth. You're supposed to garden and grow your own food and touch the soil, What about this? So much of the New Age material seems to be focused on things you might do after you die. When you're just a spirit. If you're just a spirit, then you can follow all this spirit advice and it'll probably work better. But when you're a spirit in a physical body, you're still a biological being, then you got to remember not to forget that you're a physical being here on planet Earth and you need to function with the causality that exists in our three-dimensional world, our environment. In other words, this is a world where cause and effect is in place. All right? This is a reality. This universe, this physical universe that we occupy has a specific flow of time. And in that flow of time, there is causality. This is what the high-level physicists will tell you and show you with formulas if you want. So there's causality. One thing causes another. There's cause and effect. If you want to have a certain effect, you need to put into place the causes. So the action part of all of this is that if you want to, let's say, make more money, then you're going to have to put into action a cause that will result in the effect of you getting paid more money. This is the action part that the law of attraction often forgets. So instead of sitting in a room and just wishing and wishing and hoping and wanting to make more money, I say you need to have an action plan. You need to think about, how does money work in this world? Under what circumstances do people give you money? The answer is when you offer them something of value in exchange for that money. So if you're an employee at a job, you're offering that employer some kind of value for your time. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're selling something or you're bartering something, then you are offering something in trade for money. Maybe you sell products on eBay. I don't know. If you're mowing lawns for a living, you're offering labor and time in exchange for money. Now, what all these things have in common of ways to attract money is that they all involve action. None of these are going to get you money if you're sitting on your ass thinking about it. In other words, if you think about mowing lawns, you're not going to get paid for mowing lawns. If you think about selling products on eBay, you don't actually get money from buyers on eBay. If you think that you're at work at a job, but you're actually on a holiday in your head because you're smoking weed all the time, chilling out on the couch instead of getting a job, then you're not really getting paid, you see? So, I mean, I know this sounds simple, maybe even satirical, possibly, hopefully a little bit funny, but there are some people who actually operate this way. And they tend to be sort of the more spacey people who are not grounded in the real world because they've been following all of this material about New Age thinking and law of attraction, and they have forgotten the basics of taking action in the real world. They've forgotten that they need to get a job, which means they probably need a skill set, which means they probably need an education. And it doesn't have to be a college education. It can be something that is self-taught, something that you learned, something that you learned as an apprentice that someone else taught you on the job, whatever. But you have to have something that you can exchange in society for the money that you need to keep your physical body taken care of with the basics like food, water, nutrition, herbal medicine, toilet paper, and so on. You probably need a pillow. You probably need a blanket. You need heat or air conditioning. So it's time, I think, for people who are in the spirituality community to put their damn feet back on the ground and get their heads out of the clouds for a little bit at least, and take care of some of the basics here, because you're still in this three-dimensional world. You're still on planet Earth. You still have a physical body, and you need to remember that. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't, once you have all the basics taken care of, that you can't go and explore the world of consciousness and explore transcendental meditation and explore these wonderful journeys of sound healing or self-hypnosis or the healing arts. Tuning fork healing treatments are wonderful. Those are one of my favorites. They always give me a lot of inspiration. But whatever is your favorite thing, it doesn't mean that you can't do these things. In fact, I encourage you to do all those things. I encourage you to explore and expand your mind and expand your consciousness. But don't forget to have 2 feet grounded on the earth, and don't forget to take care of your basics. That's where people tend to go wrong with this entire law of attraction situation. Now, let me explain the proper use of the law of attraction and combining it with action in a way that works. Here's how it works. And this is what the pop culture law of attraction leaves out. You can start with the power of intention and creativity, and I just call this brainstorming. You can start with brainstorming. I like to sketch things out on a piece of paper when I brainstorm, but whatever works for you is great. You might take notes, you might record audio, you might paint, whatever. But you want to brainstorm the reality that you wish to create for yourself. And this is where I agree with the law of attraction that brainstorming and imagining your future is a very valuable exercise. The next step, however, is what the law of attraction typically leaves out. Once you have this vision, this concept, this idea of where you want to be, you now need to construct a plan of action that can get you there from where you are now. And more importantly, this plan must be consistent with the laws of cause and effect as they exist in this world. So if you say, for example, well, I want to be, let's say you want to be a movie producer, big time Hollywood movie producer. So you say to yourself, I want to be a movie producer, and I want to do that in 5 years. The question is, how do you get there in 5 years? It doesn't happen where you're just walking around Hollywood, and because you wished for it the night before, someone comes up to you, pokes you on the shoulder, and says, I need you to produce my blockbuster movie. I'm so glad I found you. Come on over. Let's begin. It doesn't work that way. No one is going to walk up to you and recruit you to produce a big Hollywood movie. It doesn't work. Instead, you're going to have to put actions into place that get you to that point step by step by invoking the laws of cause and effect as they operate in this universe. That's what we will cover when we get back. Stay with me. This is the Health Ranger Report on TalkNetwork.com. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of the Health Ranger Report. Please support us by visiting our online store at store.naturalnews.com, where you can find the world's cleanest, laboratory-validated superfoods, nutritional supplements, personal care products, shampoo, chemical-free products, just about everything for your home and body and health that you might want, including supplements for your pets as well. Everything is laboratory validated in our forensic food lab, and we don't sell something unless it tests clean. I think we're the only online reseller to do this really extensive testing of everything that we sell. If we don't like the lab test results, meaning if it's not really, really clean, including with heavy metals, then we don't sell it, period. We have free shipping on orders over $99 and a satisfaction guarantee on everything that we offer. So check us out now at store.naturalnews.com, and thank you for your support.